Self-love is an ocean, and your heart is a vessel. Make it full, and any excess will spill over into the lives of the people you hold dear. But you must come first. No other love, no matter how genuine it is, can fulfill one's heart better than unconditional self-love. Love, connection, and acceptance are your birthright. To claim them, you need only look within yourself. If you have the ability to love, love yourself first. Regardless of the circumstances, you are always with you, and this is the only reason why you should love yourself first. You've got to love yourself first. You've got to be okay on your own before you can be okay with somebody else. To love yourself is to understand you don't need to be perfect to be good. Self-love has very little to do with how you feel about your outer self. It's about accepting all of yourself. If you're searching for that one person that will change your life, take a look in the mirror. Love is about becoming the right person. Don't look for the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Become the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Love yourself unconditionally, just as you love those closest to you despite their faults. If you can learn to love yourself and all the flaws, you can love other people so much better. To accept oneself completely is to know the truest kind of self-love. Your soul will never be fully nourished by anyone's love but your own. Love yourself so much that people around you also get attracted to you. Being in love with yourself is the most beautiful thing. We are all born so beautiful. The greatest tragedy is being convinced we are not. If you don't love yourself, who will? Your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship you have. Self-respect, self-worth, and self-love all start with self. Stop looking outside of yourself for your value. If you are not good at loving yourself, you will have a difficult time loving anyone, since you'll resent the time and energy you give another person that you are not even giving to yourself. If you are happy, you can give happiness. If you don't love yourself and if you are unhappy with yourself, you cannot give anything else but that. Love yourself so much that when someone treats you wrong, you recognize it. We have the need to be accepted and to be loved by others, but we cannot accept and love ourselves. The more self-love we have, the less we will experience self-abuse. Self-abuse comes from self-rejection, and self-rejection comes from having an image of what it means to be perfect and never measuring up to that ideal. Either they like you or they don't. Never try to convince somebody of your worth. If a person doesn't appreciate you, they don't deserve you. Respect yourself and be with people who truly value you. Sometimes, your soulmate is yourself. Sometimes, you have to be the love of your life until you discover that type of love in someone else. Be kind and loving to yourself, and talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. When I loved myself enough, I began leaving whatever wasn't healthy. This meant people, jobs, my own beliefs and habits, anything that kept me small. Now, I see it as self-loving. As I began to love myself, I found that anguish and emotional suffering are only warning signs that I was living against my own truth. Today, I know this is authenticity. As I began to love myself, I freed myself of anything that is no good for my health, food, people, things, situations, and everything that drawn me down and away from myself. Well-being comes from meeting our needs, not denying them. Flowers need time to bloom. So do you. Self-love is the way to you, to happiness, to possibilities, and to abundance. When you recover or discover something that nourishes your soul and brings joy, care enough about yourself to make room for it in your life. Be loud about the things that are important to you. Eat like you love yourself, move like you love yourself, speak like you love yourself, act like you love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself when you're tired. Love yourself when you're weak. Love yourself when you're confused. Love yourself when you're broken. Love yourself when you're restored. When you make a mistake, respond to yourself in a loving way rather than a self-shaming way. When you feel your worst is when you need to love yourself more. I am not looking to escape my darkness. I'm learning to love myself here. Be gentle with yourself, learn to love yourself, to forgive yourself, for only as we have the right attitude toward ourselves can we have the right attitude toward others. The beauty of self-compassion is that instead of replacing negative feelings with positive ones, new positive emotions are generated by embracing the negative ones. You were born to be real, not to be perfect. I will never apologize for being me, but I will apologize for the times that I am not. Be vulnerable. Let yourself be deeply seen, love with your whole heart, practice gratitude and joy, be able to say I am thankful to feel this vulnerable because it means I am alive, and believe I am enough. You are worthy of love and belonging. Whatever you are doing, love yourself for doing it. Whatever you are feeling, love yourself for feeling it. Let all that you do be done in love. It is so important to take time for yourself and find clarity. The most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. Keep taking time for yourself until you're you again. Fall in love with taking care of yourself. Fall in love with the path of deep healing. Fall in love with becoming the best version of yourself, but with patience, with compassion, and respect to your own journey. It's all about falling in love with yourself and sharing that love with someone who appreciates you, rather than looking for love to compensate for a self-love deficit. Be healthy and take care of yourself, but be happy with the beautiful things that make you, you. Talk to yourself like someone you love. Tell yourself how wonderful you are, how great you are. Tell yourself how much you love yourself. I am unapologetically myself. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. Be silly, be fun, be different, be crazy, be you. Because life is too short to be anything but happy. Be kind to the person you are now. Sometimes you will need people to support you and they won't be available, not because they don't care but because they're the main character of their own life, not just the supporting character in yours. Never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. We can't be so desperate for love that we forget where we can always find it, within. No one can rescue me. I know because I've already tried to get them to do it. It doesn't work. This is all on me. Love yourself enough to set boundaries. Your time and energy are precious. You get to choose how you use it. You teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and won't accept. It doesn't mean that everyone will treat you the way you deserve to be treated. It means that you won't let them change the way you see yourself, nor will you stick around for them to destroy you. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. The absence of self-love can never be replaced with the presence of people's love for you. Your soul will never be fully nourished by anyone's love but your own. Give yourself the love you're willing to give to others. Don't compare your life to others. There's no comparison between the sun and the moon. They both shine when it's their time. Comparison is an act of violence against the self. Unless we love and treat ourselves well, we are ill-equipped to do the same for others. People who love themselves don't hurt other people. The more we hate ourselves, the more we want others to suffer. The people who trigger us to feel negative emotion are messengers. They are messengers for the unhealed parts of our being. Hatred is never ended by hatred but by love. You cannot go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Flowers grow back even after the harshest winters. You will too. Sometimes, you need to take a break from everyone and spend time alone to experience, appreciate, and love yourself. Some people don't understand the importance of solitude. I don't always want to be stimulated. I don't always want noise. In fact, when I find my alone time, that's when I find myself. Alone time helps me put myself first. It helps me reset life. The right mental attitude will guide you towards feeling a sense of love that you deserve to experience. Loving ourselves works miracles in our lives. Learn to love yourself enough to be happy in your own company, not needing to use anyone as an escape. Until you get comfortable being alone, you'll never know if you're choosing someone out of love or loneliness. Nothing else falls into line when you're cold to your own person. Everything else falls into line when you open your heart to yourself and stay true to your own person. If you don't love yourself, nobody will. Not only that, you won't be good at loving anyone else. Loving starts with the self. It is only when you have mastered the art of loving yourself that you can truly love others. It is only when you have opened your own heart that you can touch the heart of others. Loving you, caring you, respecting you, and appreciating you is not the duty of others. It's all your responsibility. Demonstrate love by giving it, unconditionally, to yourself. And as you do, you will attract others into your life who will love you without conditions. Healthy self-love means being gentle with the soul within you. To love oneself is the purest, bravest thing. Anybody in the entire world can experience self-love. Just do the simple acts of love for yourself, and then your authentic self begins. Being grateful for life means you are loving yourself as you are. It is making the choice to build a life you don't need to escape from. Make happiness your priority and be gentle with yourself in the process. You have to choose yourself, even when others refuse to. Life is too short to spend another day at war with yourself. Love yourself more, you'll never regret it. Beauty begins the moment you decided to be yourself. The entire universe deserves your love. You also deserve to experience it back.